I've just had a customer drop off this iPhone 15 Pro Max and it's stuck in recovery mode. As soon as I flipped over the device, I could see that there's a non-genuine back cover on it. So he explained that he's got an error 9 problem on the phone. So the error 9 issue is because the phone is boot looping I say boot looping, I mean, it's turning itself off every 3 minutes because of this non-genuine back cover. I don't know if the flash is going to work. It doesn't look good. Let me hold it up to you because the colours are miles off. The flash don't look right. The cameras don't look right. The fella drove from Bradford, which is probably about an hour, maybe an hour 20 away, to bring it to us. I've only got it's like do they call it grey? Black? Midnight? I've only got that colour in stock. And he said that he's happy with that, but he'd rather just have the real deal. Even when you feel it, that's matte. That's dull and shiny. It's just not the same. So you can see the difference when I'm like holding them side by side. It's just crap. We'll start the repair. I've put it straight onto the hot plate. We've got it set at 85 degrees C. It just helps soften adhesives as we're working. If you're putting a screen face down, you want some of this tape over it. I use this Gorilla Tape because it's wide enough to fit over a phone and it just protects the screen from any damage. Sometimes there's broken glass on here. I put it on there and it keeps it nice and safe. We've got the bottom screws out of it. I don't think that it's going to have been stuck down well. Either that or it's stuck down really well with like something. I'm imagining B7000, T7000. I've got bad visions with this. Because you know the fellow probably going to ask me to give him this back so he can take it back or something. Yeah, definitely. It'll have been stuck down with like not acetone. It was the opposite of acetone, super glue. Let's see if we can get it. I'm worried. Yeah, it's cracked straight away. I was having the discussion this morning about like doing people favours, but is this going to be one of them things where it comes back to bite me? I don't know, but definitely I can see some black glue straight away, but I think it's not black glue that you use to stick these down with. I don't think it's that T7000 stuff. Look, they stuck it here, look. That's shocking. Disgusting. Right, that's off anyway. Look at it. They stuck it all over this back cover. So that's the problem. Well, the problem's not the glue. That's what I'm sort of missing a point here. The problem's not the glue. The problem is being caused by this cable. On this microphone, it's got a thermistor. The thermistor on this one's missing or can't communicate with the CPU on the device, and it's causing it to do this boot loop. Let's take it, now that we've got it open, we'll take it over to the desk where we will swap it out. The customer bought it a couple of days ago, bought it with a broken back cover, and they have had this problem since they've had it repaired. Obviously, in that situation, we always tell people to take it back to where you bought it from. That's the bad part. Look at all the glue. But he said, look, I've travelled. I've come specifically for you to fix this. Can you fix it now? That's why he's going to end up with a slightly different colour on it. I'm just going to clean up all this glue, what's on there. Just get a smaller blade. And then, yeah, this is sort of the most important part of this repair. Even more important now that it's covered in glue and rubbish and stuff. So I'm using the number 4A X-Acto blade, the number 17 X-Acto blade, and we're just going to get it nice and clean, ready for the new adhesive to stick down to properly. I mean, I suppose that adhesive, what was on it, wasn't doing a bad job really, because it did hold it down. Whether it would have been dust resistant, moisture resistant over the long term, I don't know. But it certainly weren't maintainable, especially considering the quality of the glass that had been stuck on it, that it just wasn't good enough. Once that's cleaned up, we've moved on from using the brush. I can still feel glue actually. So what I was saying was I tend not to use the like little stiff brush. I'm more of a alcohol and a Q-tip guy nowadays. So I'm just going to clean that up with that. and work my way around. Just make sure it's real nice and clean. It's gross though with the old, sorry, new glue what's on there. It's quite common to get devices where somebody's messed about with it before and then brought it to us to rectify. It's not unusual. And I think, have I talked about error 9? What causes it, or did I get interrupted? So what will happen once we've put this sensor back on and the back cover back on, it should stay on for longer than 3 minutes. I'm just going to go around with a clean room wipe with some alcohol dropped on it, and then just really clean it up good. I've tried to start talking about error 9 for a few times now. So error 9 is basically when you're trying to update the device or restore the device, it cannot communicate properly with iTunes or with the Mac that you're using. So it uses Finder on Mac, doesn't it? Right, so that's clean now. That's the most important bit. Error 9. Let's talk about it real quick. It happens when the phone cannot communicate with iTunes or with the Mac Finder, whatever. I still call it iTunes. That can be for a number of reasons. Either it's a bad cable or bad charging port, or the device turns off every few minutes. Obviously, when a device is in recovery mode, it's hard to tell what's causing it. Now, you've got to look for the clues on that. Obviously, this one didn't take a real good detective to figure it out. I'm going to look an idiot if I restore it and it's not right now. But I'm fairly confident that from what the guy said to what we've got in front of us is enough to deduce that the error 9 issue is being caused by a bad or aftermarket sensor on the back cover. I've actually got these genuine, I bought a bulk pack. These don't come from Apple, they come from our supplier, which I'll talk about in a minute. And these are genuine back cover adhesives. They're a little bit thicker than the front cover adhesive, and they stick on the same, it's just that there's more adhesive on it. And the genuine ones stick the best. So it sticks around the camera, over the top of the camera, should I say. And yeah, you just got to line it up, press it down, and then push it into the edges. The pink bit acts as like a guide sheet so that it will make sure that you don't put the adhesive on wrong. Sorry, my words all got jumbled then. I couldn't remember what I was talking about. Now, usually there's a point where you can easily peel it off, but on this one, there don't seem to be. That's the one. So I just use the tweezers to help me out and remove that pink sheet. So that stays like that for me. I always leave it. On this camera, I'm just going to really blow it all out. It's obvious that the reason this back glass was probably cracked or replaced was that camera lens was probably broken as well. You can see where it's got a lot of dust and stuff on it from over time. The part that I'm using is a genuine, it's a pull. It's a grade A pull, which means it's used, admittedly. It's pulled from, I don't exactly know where they come from, right? From what I was told, you know, like if you buy a phone and you don't like it, you're within your rights in the UK to send it back after 2 weeks. If you send it back after 2 weeks, obviously it's not a new phone anymore and it can't be sold as new. Sometimes they have Apple IDs on, iCloud on them, then they get sold off. This is what I'm told. Whether it's true or not, I've got a piece of paper that says that this is legally belongs to me until I sell it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that it's coming from a stolen device. That's what I'm getting at. They're not coming from stolen devices. They are used. They are pulls. They are very good quality. And they are genuine. Now, I can't remember if I took the shield off when I was over by the hot plate, because I've just found the bottom screws for it by there. Or if I did that over here, which I did. I found them over here, look, by the screwdriver. So let's pick that up and the screw. And by the way, this is the Hakko Omnivice. It's a 2 kilogram piece of steel that's meant to be to hold motherboards in place, but it costs about £50 to buy, maybe more. I don't think I've ever held a motherboard in it. Instead, I just prop up back covers and screens with it. If you want a cheaper version, you don't have to buy the Omnivice. Just use a mug. You know what else it's good for though? You know, if you like, this is it, look, it's a big piece of metal. If you are wanting to cool a motherboard down because it's got so much thermal mass and it's cold, you put the motherboard on top of it and then that just sucks out all the hot air. True story. Peel off the last of the blue film. This is how brave I'm being here. How confident I am in this. Just let's ignore, I've explained it enough why we're having a black back cover on it. The customer was happy. He is happy with the black back cover. And you know what I actually think these look like once you've done this? They look like those new S25s because they come in like a two-tone sort of colour. So it's like a fake iPhone S25 Ultra copy. See, I don't think it looks bad at all. Look, titanium edges, black back cover. If it had the titanium rings around the camera, that would be real fresh. But it doesn't. I'll put these bottom screws in now. Secure them into place with the pentalobe screwdriver, of course. And then I'm going to connect it to the PC. Well, I'm not going to connect it to the PC, actually. I'm going to connect it to the Mac. Just because I've sort of found that the Mac is the best way to decide whether something... I've got a good one, is what I'm getting at. This Mac's a beast. When I was buying it, I wanted to spend probably another £1,000 on extra RAM on it. Let me tell you what we've got about this Mac. We've got the MacBook M4 Pro. It's got the 24 gig memory, and I think it's a 2 terabyte SSD. What's in it? I think it's either 1 terabyte or 2. 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte SSD. M4 Mac. It's a really nice computer. It's probably a bit too much for me. I wanted to edit loads of videos on it, and then obviously I've got a video editor, so I don't end up using it to its full capacity. Whereas the video editor's got a MacBook Air. Riddle that. Right, anyway, I'm going to plug it in. I've got the Mac on. Obviously, we'll run it in Finder, and then when it detects it, I don't think... there we go. Allow it to connect, and then I'm going to try and update. So we're going to choose update, and then it's going to tell me to do it again. You probably have to press update 5 times. Agree to the terms and conditions. And now it's going to download and do its thing. It's going to take 5 minutes. I think the best thing to do is come back after 5 minutes and hopefully this thing is out of recovery mode. And it may be in data restore mode. I don't know. But we'll find out in a minute and see where we're at. Just noticed that it's... the weather's turned biblical out there, which means that we could probably get away with recording more videos because no customers are going to come out in this weather. Jesus H Christ. We got an error. It downloaded the thing, and then we've got error 75, which is new to me. I'm going to restart the phone because it didn't actually start doing the update. We've not got the progress bar. We've just got an Apple logo, what it's set on now. Right, so hopefully now it should come back on in recovery mode. Should we take this? Yeah, so we're in recovery mode. Let's take this bit of tape off now. All being well. Don't need to put it back on there. So we're in recovery mode. We're going to choose, yeah. We're going to choose update again. I've just got a feeling, you know what I think it is? I reckon that this guy has tried restoring this, and that's why it won't update, because I've chose update rather than restore. I've spoke to the customer as well, and it's not the end of the world whether or not we will restore it or update it. We've got a progress bar now. We're preparing iPhone for software update. It looks like it's gone into the mode what it needs to do, so we've got that. See that progress bar there? We weren't getting that before. Nah, it's getting error 75 straight away. It's not turned itself off or anything. I think it might be a restore jobby. The screen's proper scratched up. Restart it again, so turn it off and on. Whenever if it fails, you need to turn it off until it goes back into recovery mode again. Tell us to restore it this time. Restore and update. Now hopefully this time it does what it's supposed to do. We've got progress going on. I'm pretty sure it would, because the guy had previously tried to update it. It's restoring iPhone firmware now, so it's going through the motions. Hopefully that's all we need to do. I never know what to do when I'm recording a video, because normally whenever I'm working, I've got like multiple things going off at once, but whenever I'm recording a video, I just feel like I've got to wait and keep concentrated on just that one job. So I'm like looking around my desk and I'm like looking for jobs to do, but I'm gonna just leave it as it is. You know what? I've been dealing with customers just there and then, right? And I came over and my MacBook was off, the phone was off, and I'm like, oh no, is it failed again? But no, it had literally just finished. It was on a blank screen, and now it's just turning back on now. The phone restored successfully, so all being well, it should go back onto the hello screen and then it'll work as normal. This has now restored. The modified iPhone 15 Pro Max with the nice black back cover and the titanium sides is on. It's ready to be set up. It has got an Apple ID attached to it, which we sort of expected, because a guy's been using it for the last couple of days. That's how you fix error 9 on the iPhone 15 Pro Max, I suppose. Have a great day. See you in the next video.